Hello everyone, my name is Fernanda Páez
My name is Sebastian.
and we are going to talk about how to speak in public.
Perhaps you might feel identified with the typical person that did study for a presentation, and you start hoping that it won't be your team's turn to present, but then, lucky you, your team will be the first one to present. Once you are in front of your classmates, you start seeing that your team learned their part perfectly and waiting for it to improvise something. Uh, and then your turns comes along and you say in your mind, okay, Sebastian, you can do this. You need to come out to this of this situation of panic. And then your turns to the slides that you wrote and you start reading. After of 1 minute of only read, the teacher tells you to not to read, and then you can scream and begin to see to your teammates, and then to your classmates, and then to your teacher, and you say, I don't know what to say, and you just turn again to the slides and you can finish to read, and you comes out of the situation of panic, but you didn't do it perfectly, or I don't know, maybe it could be better. So I think that we all have experienced that feeling of not knowing what to do or say while talking in front of a lot of people, and it is really normal, but we have to learn a way of getting rid of that situation, getting rid of that feeling, and take the control of that situation, so we can succeed in every situation we face. Here we are going to present you some techniques and ways to avoid the nerves, or at least how to hide them in a presentation.
Thank you, Sebastian. I think that we all have watched in cartoons the typical scene or situation where the main character has a nightmare where he dreams that he has to present in front of a big public, and then he tries the advice of imagine your public is wearing underwear and you won't get nervous. So then he tries it and it just ends up making the situation even worse. It is pretty fun when we watch it on TV, but for some of us this can be pretty hard. That's why my partner and I choose some of the tricks or hacks that have worked for us on our experience in presentations. In my experience, I can tell that there are two important parts for a successful speech: having full knowledge and comprehension of your topic and having good performance skills. If you have the chance to choose the topic that you are going to talk about, it is highly recommended to choose a topic that you already know about. Because if you already know your topic, you won't need to memorize each part of your speech because you will already know your main ideas. But if you don't know the topic that you are going to present, one thing that you can do to memorize easily your speech is to practice it out loud as many times as you can. When you do this, you will consciously start to memorize it, and also you will get to understand it. So if you forget a specific part of your speech, you will be able to continue. When you are presenting, it is pretty important to have a good volume and pronunciation. One thing that you can do to improve your diction is to bite a pen or a pencil while you are practicing your speech out loud. When you do this, you unconsciously force yourself to put more effort on emphasizing each word, and also you will get used to pronounce each word correctly. Many people tend to move a lot when are presenting because of nerves. One thing that you can do to avoid doing this is to have a pen or a pencil in one hand, so you move it instead of moving all your body, and thus eliminates anxiety. Also, it is pretty important to look at your public out of respect, but many people don't do it because of nerves. One thing that you can do to avoid being nervous is to look to a specific point at the back of the room or stage in which you are presenting while you are talking. I hope that these tricks work for you as they have worked for us. And remember, it is pretty normal to be nervous, but it's on you if you allow nerves to control you or you control them.
In conclusion, if you have to speak in public for any reason and you are scared, you have to speak in public scared, because you cannot avoid that situation that when you have to do something, but you can do some techniques and ways to avoid the nerves and getting rid of that situation.